Welcome to a new fragrance review. Today we're going to try Armani Code Eau de Parfum by Giorgio Armani. So what I got is that format of bottle. It came in a little box like this that have the original, the Eau de Parfum, and Profumo. I already showed the little box and all with the presentation when I reviewed Profumo, so if you're interested to see that presentation, just go check my other video. One thing that I haven't done is to show the original Armani Code bottle, which is all black and pretty much the same design than all of them. Do that little thing here top. Now for the one I'm gonna review today. Basically the same, it's just the writing that is different. It's some kind of gold, silverish gold, I don't know, electrum, and the color is a bit pale. You don't see it with the light like this, but me, I have projector on this side. So when I put it, the normal Armani Code looks like deep blue, and this one looks kind of green, and definitely this one is more pale. It looks kind of grayish, more than black, like charcoal black maybe. I also have that little logo that's hard to see, that I'm not quite sure what it is. I mean, it means Armani, or maybe Armani Code. I'm not quite sure. Giorgio Armani. It's the first time I saw it. Yeah, it's a J and an A. So for Giorgio Armani, it's the first time I see it. And the atomizer looks like this. It's a bit smaller, but it does a good job. It's not like good. It's not bad neither. Just a bit average, maybe a bit better, especially considering the type of perfume it is. So with that said, let's try the smell. So as I spray it, there's the smell of the fragrance. It's really citrusy that I'm picking up in the air. Doesn't remind me Armani Code at all from just what I'm getting in the air. Reminds me like somehow a little bit like Bleu de Chanel, those blue fragrance. It really reminds me Mythos by Zippo, but just the citrus and everything, and just the opening in the air as I spray it. On paper, what I'm picking up, there's a bunch of tonka bean, a lot of citrus. It's both lemon and bergamot. I would say it might lean a bit more toward bergamot on the paper. Somehow there's some kind of sweetness that doesn't smell like grapefruit, but because of the tonka bean and the bergamot together, it gives the same level of sweetness that you will see usually in the grapefruit notes. Picking up a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of suede. There's like a tiny bit of lavender, and it feels more like there's a drop of lavender essential oil inside of it. It feels really natural, but it's really dimmed and hidden. It feels more interact with everything. I'm having the note breakdown in front of me, and I see that there's a note of cedar, and when I smell it, I'm not smelling cedar, but definitely there's some woodiness to it. I would say a lot of the notes together, probably the suede, tonka bean, that kind of gives that woodiness, but I wouldn't call cedar a proper note when I'm smelling this. So when I'm picking up on my skin, when I'm wearing it, there's a lot of lemon and a lot of bergamot. I would say lemon is really the most dominant note. I'm picking up a little bit of lavender from the opening and a little bit of tonka bean, and that tonka bean will be there the whole length of the fragrance. In the heart, I'm starting to take some of the base notes, a little bit of suede, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of musk. As it dries down, I would say mostly tonka bean, suede, and musk, which is the most dominant note that I'm picking up with the dry down. Projection of the fragrance is average, little bubble around me, people are able to smell it. And longevity also was average, 3 to 6 hours. It's not the best, not the worst projection of the line. I'd say it's really a median level of the fragrance from the line. For the complete note breakdown, top notes are lavender, lemon, and bergamot. Heart notes are tonka bean, and the base notes are vanilla, suede, musk, and cedar. And before I go with the other breakdown of where I see the fragrance, I need to say really my opinion of this fragrance. I think it's really not good for an Armani code, I would assume some people might enjoy it. If you've seen my review on Acqua di Gio Absolu, I feel they did the same thing, but just at a different era. Basically, it seems that they saw all those fresh fragrance like Bleu Chanel, for example, and they decided to make an Armani code with that style of fragrance. Make it more mass appealing, things that are fresh, nice, and all. The thing is that Armani code is a dark fragrance. It's an elegant fragrance, and that freshness doesn't suit it at all. I would say maybe if you're enjoying summer fragrance and all, that might be something that can lead you into a bit more leathery fragrance, and this is really the people that it will attract. But if you're really enjoying Armani Code de Profumo, or other leather fragrance, even like I enjoy Cuir Intense by Guerlain, or whatever other leather fragrance you enjoy, I think this one is a bit of a letdown. It's not to the level of the other Armani Code, but I think for the market they are seeking, it might be good. Anyway, where I would see this fragrance, I think it could be a good business fragrance. It still have that little elegant side, but definitely it's the less elegant fragrance from the whole line. Armani Code was made to be worn with a suit. The whole bottle shape is supposed to represent an Armani suit. It feels like the eau de parfum is the kind of fragrance that someone that wears a suit and running shoes would wear. It's just like the idea of it. It's elegant, but in a way that it's not quite right. So it could work as a business fragrance, and I think it will definitely fit in somehow in that category, but I don't think it will be one of the best, or not even of the line, but it could do a good job there. As a dating fragrance, I don't think it would be good. The leather notes are usually not a good notes for dating fragrance. Might not be so bad, but I wouldn't say that it's really good for it. And the summer winter spectrum, I would say it's more in the middle because of the projection, and also the note. The opening is really fresh, the dry down is more dark, and it doesn't feel like a in-between season. It feels really like both season, and the projection would be a bit too much for summer. You could pull it off in summer, but it's just a little bit too much for that, also for the type of fragrance. So it wouldn't be so good for summer, and the projection is not good enough for winter, so it wouldn't be good for winter. So I think it will be good in transitional season, though I think the fragrance is not really transitional. Might be good for fall, I would say. When the day is warm, or when you're gonna spray it, it's gonna be all fresh, but then in the evening it gets colder and the fragrance get more like the wintry type of smell. And as an everyday fragrance, I would say that it would be a really great everyday fragrance because it's fresh, it's clean, it's nice, but at the same time, it's dark and it's interesting and it's elegant. So it would do a good job as an everyday scent. And it's really where I would put this fragrance as a type of fragrance, though it doesn't last a whole day, which is a bad thing with that type of fragrance. And also it's not necessarily cheap to have a full bottle. I wouldn't say it's like expensive neither, but still. So I wouldn't recommend it unless you really love fresh fragrance, you really love leather. You could pull it off. If you spray it in your clothes, you respray it through the day, you could put it off, would do a good job. It's just that it's not something that you can just wear the whole day and be good with it. And for my conclusion, I would say that the fragrance itself seems like a miss. I think it was a little bit hype when it started, and mostly now I'm hearing about the cologne. I think that is discontinued, and Profumo, and I would understand people that love Profumo because it's really good, but definitely that's a downgrade from the other fragrance. I think it's more to attract people into that line. So if you're not really into leather, you might enjoy it. You might want to give it a try and see how it is. It might introduce you to the Armani Code line, but if you're really into leather and with the smell of Armani Code and Profumo, I think you should give it a try, of course, because it's just my opinion that I'm stating, but I think it's not really worth getting for people that are already like Armani Code. So, hope you enjoyed the video. If it's the case, we'll like and share. If you tried this fragrance, tell me what you think about it. Also, if you tried a lot of different variation of Armani Code, tell me which one you enjoy the most. So, thanks for watching and see you soon.